And all that happens so quickly. Bam. You see what I'm talking about? My knees are coming up to your head now. I'm gonna break your neck here to finish.
If he's gonna hit me, he's either hit me and run, he's either gonna hit me and run, right? He's either gonna hit me and keep coming, like that's something good. Good, we keep it cool, yeah? But whatever happens, the hand is going to just do the hand fast. Got it? Jesus, see that? Right there, Joel experienced that today.
Yeah,
He hit me right on my, hit me as hard as you can, but stick the hand out. That's it. Nobody fights like that. And then you have somebody go do 10,000 moves around here like that, trip him down, or flip him this way, or walk over here and flip this foot and put him down while he's standing still. Nobody fights like that. That's my biggest pet peeve. See this nonsense? Where people are pattying it like that, pattying. And they're pattying it like that. That's the best way to have everybody in the world be dragging, which is what they're doing right now. That is no drag, left cross, forward, like that. Oh, sorry. He could feel the damage being done. Now do the same thing and drag it. Like drag it, right? And that's how, yeah, now he hurts his hand. And nobody fights like that. People move. You do not have a technique, any technique, unless something is moving. When I hit this, come back at me. Unless something is coming back at you.
What is up, guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. You saw the title. Today, I have the great Mr. G. Anthony here, head instructor TCF. I got a lot of great questions. It's gonna be a great interview, great podcast. Stay tuned, you're not gonna wanna miss it. If you're new here, this is Mr. G. Anthony, the head instructor of the TCF fighting system. And today, I've got him down here to sit down and talk. I'm asking him a lot of good questions. He has a phenomenal martial arts style, and this is gonna be an interview you do not wanna miss. So right now we're here in Fort Lauderdale where Mr. G had his own seminar here. Great seminar, 2-day seminar, and I got to very briefly learn and train with him, under him, and incredible stuff. He teaches the TCF system, awesome stuff, and so that's what we're gonna get into. Who is this person? What is TCF? It's gonna be a great interview. So the first brief question I wanna ask, if no one knows who you are in this video, can you give like a brief introduction on who you are? Who is Mr. G?
Well, before a brief introduction, let's talk about this guy. See, he didn't realize that I was going to be interviewing him. He thinks he's interviewing me today. That ain't going to happen, right? Because he drives all the way down from Louisiana for 15 hours just to get to a seminar that I'm teaching, and we've never even met before. And a lot of my advanced students were here from all over the world, France, Trinidad, some in North Carolina and other parts of the States, and they don't have enough that they can say about this for someone for the first time to do this. So we want to thank you for coming down and also doing something like this. More than you would ever know. Right?
No, I mean, I'm so glad I made it. You gave it back tenfold. This stuff was eye-opening, amazing, and just dynamite. I mean, so I'm really glad I did come. It was well worth it, honestly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. I also told him when he was driving down, we didn't even know each other that well, Stay in touch with me, and he made it, and here we are in beautiful Fort Lauderdale.
Which, speaking of that, the first compliment I have to say about all of you guys, TCF, all of you are just such genuinely kind people. I mean, we've never met, and he's telling me, hey, check up, I want to know where you at, check up on you. I mean, all of them, they're just so kind and good people. That's something you don't see, especially martial artists. Most martial artists have an ego, think they're all this and that, That's the first thing. I mean, genuinely, wow, y'all do treat everyone with respect and like a warm heartedness about it.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
That means the word. Thank you. So, what is TCF? That's what you're asking.
Yes. Who are you first? And then
who am I first? Well, G. Anthony Joseph, Hollywood actor in California. You can look it up. Just punch in G. Anthony Joseph online. But martial arts was something I started when I was 10 years old. My mother took us away from the Caribbean when I was 10, myself and my two sisters, in Baltimore. I used to get bullied in school a lot. My mother found a martial arts school. The way she found this system is she was flipping through the yellow pages like this, and she just put her finger on it like that, and it said the system Kung Fu, and that's where I went, and that's where I stayed since I was 10 years old. So I'm with the same teacher today that I was with in 1970s, the same teacher that I have today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
So now, can you explain, but what is TCF? What is the system? What is this?
Well, late 60s, 3 men in a room. I cannot call all of their names because 2 of them are very private. 1 is dead. I can call the first name of the one that's passed away already. His name is Paul. So Paul and these other 2 students were getting together in the room in the late 60s and developing something that really had to do with combat that encompassed, right, the whole spectrum of combat, so that people would be asking the questions. Like the question they ask me the most when they see us in a seminar when we're teaching is there anything the system hasn't thought of? And to be able to develop that in a room, 3 people in the late 60s, to take all their knowledge together and make this system complete. The same thing I'm teaching you today is the same way it was taught back in the 1970s. And it's not that it's old school. It works.
No.
If it works, it's not old school. It just simply works. And it still fascinates even us today that these 3 men came up with this thing in a room back in the late 60s.
Yeah, to touch on that.
Yes.
Yesterday I was asking about this, like how do they do this? Because you said it so well, and I got to see with my own eyes and do it, that they really cover everything about not fighting, about combat. They cover it all, and they have it all, and they know it all. And so I was like, how in the world did they come up with this?
Yes.
Like how in the 60s.
In the 60s.
In the 60s.
Yes.
That was mind blowing. And 2, that was one of the first things that got me interested in, like, what TCF? Because, you know, in the 60s, that's the biggest thing I try to tell people. Nobody was mixing styles. They only had one thing. It was just boxing or just karate or just grappling. Nobody had it all by a long shot.
Right.
They had their one thing, and that's one thing I really was interested about.
Yeah.
To hear that, oh wait, there were some other guys that had all of it
Yeah.
in the 60s.
In the 60s.
I mean,
Yeah.
and so the only other 2 groups that I know of ever that had it back then, at least that tried to do everything, that tried to incorporate everything, was Kaiju Kimbo, and then of course Jeet-Kune-Do with Bruce Lee. Those are the only people. So y'all 3 are the only people that I know of in the U.S. at all
Right.
that tried to encompass everything in the 60s. Because back then, nobody mixed styles. It was forbidden. You only did one thing. You only did stand-up. You only did punching. You only did kicking. You only
Right.
did. I mean, so
See how good he did that left cross? Did you see that? Everybody see that?
I need to work on that.
He kept that elbow in and he came right out like that.
I gotta work on it. But yeah, I mean, that is just incredible that from that in the 60s, they were able to develop something that encompassed everything, and that
Yeah.
was super effective.
And come up with the term, like we were discussing today, we hit on briefly on the orbital way of moving and not this percussive fashion of moving. To come up with that too. That is what still blows my mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, first question.
Yes.
What is the difference between percussive
Yes.
hitting and orbital? First question.
All right. Can I call somebody in?
Yeah,
Can I call somebody in? All right. Rhea. Come on, let's go in. Come on, right here. Yeah, you gotta come. Yep. Come. Right? Yep. Oh boy, here we come. Remember, you're on the show. Where can we stand so that we don't block you? We don't want to block you.
Oh no, I can get out the way.
Yeah. But is it still gonna get us if we're up like this? Is it still getting us?
I can stand behind you.
Yeah. Just make sure. Yeah.
Yep.
You can keep all this in. This is fun. Just to have them.
There we go.
See, so it's so impromptu. Like, yeah, I am. Yeah. So like this. Is this okay here?
Yes, it's perfect.
Right here. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're percussively striking, yeah, it's a beat. So it's like 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats, 4 beats, 5 beats, which is exactly how the world fights. Some people are faster than others, yeah? When you are orbitally striking, each strike blends with the other so that you're constantly creating a heat-seeking missile. So for instance, percussively, if I do this and she ducks under my hand as I'm doing that, like that, that's percussive. I gotta pull this hand back, and then she's over there, and I'm gonna try to hit her again, and she moves again, boom, then I hit her right like that. That's percussive. When it's orbital, the hands and the weapons and the knees, the body, everything becomes a heat-seeking missile. So if I go to one point and she tries to duck and go, right, that's it, do exactly, we're keeping it very simple, right? And she tries to duck, suddenly I'll do that, right? If I go here and she tries to duck another way, suddenly I'll do that. If she tries to move another way, suddenly I'll do, see? So every space, like the planets circling around like this, is built into every particular part of the person's body that you're attacking. Does that make sense?
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to make it clear too for the camera. When Mr. G says I'm gonna show you some simple, basic movement, he really does mean this is just a very simple, very basic. Cause I mean, this stuff it goes so advanced and expert. There's a lot to it. You can add on, and it's so effective, so precise, so effective. And so like when he does mean like basic, he really means basic floor level stuff. This isn't the real high level expert stuff that they really do. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
It's very impressive.
He's been listening all weekend, I can tell.
Yes, I'm listening and asking questions and learn as much as I can.
Yeah.
We kind of touched on that it does encompass, all of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too in depth, but
Yeah.
does TCF also incorporate is it just stand up, or do they have some grappling a little bit as
Yes,
well?
we do. Well, you saw some of it today, but he's learned that it's the one part of the system that I promised my teacher. We won't go public with it or talk about it publicly, but yes, all I can tell you is this. It is a grappling system, but it's a finishing system. It is not a roll around type of, if I do this, you unlock here, you roll over here, and you do that. The moment we grab onto you, if you're not in pain and we're not finishing you, something's wrong with the move. And you're going to be down, I guarantee you, once we get hold of a limb, as you have
Yes,
experienced today. You can talk about that.
Oh my goodness, that was so. It's like, without giving too much away, right when they grab you, you're already, okay, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible.
That's the best we can give you.
Yeah, it was. My goodness. Yeah.
But you see what he just did. So that's part of that grappling system we do. If you have time to tap, we've done it wrong.
Okay.
Yes. Good.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So back to a little bit of how TCF was developed.
Yeah.
Where did they develop this at in the U.S.? Like, where were you?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
So Baltimore, Maryland. We had two locations. I didn't know we had two locations until recently, but there were two locations in Baltimore that was running this school at the same time. The teacher was running both schools at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were these three men, were they like masters of other martial arts that kind of came together?
They came from other martial arts except one. Except one of the. So there was one person who had everything by design, and then there was my teacher, the same teacher today, who was already a fighter in other systems, right? And then he taught before I came, and they were teaching somebody else who became their main fighter, the undefeated one. I showed you a picture of him today.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name is Stevie. I can say his name. And that was considered all of the three in that room at the time.
Gosh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you say like fighters, were they like in the ring?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So the one I showed you today, particularly Stevie, was we have footage of him both times. So the regular tournaments, but even the regular tournaments back then weren't like you see today. A lot of them weren't just the point thing. You could chase people down. Combination.
I've seen it.
And then you see other footage we have of him in the ring fighting also.
Wow.
So I remember as a 10-year-old child, I joined at 10, 11, watching them in the ring fighting ringside, where I should tell my mom, I want to go see them, you know. So when everybody else was, there's a great friend of mine, his name is Dwight Woods. And Dwight has done some great interviews with me.
Yeah.
And so something happened, one where Dwight had the best answer. I think somebody that asked a question about, well, where was Jeet-Kune-Do or Bruce Lee at that time with them? And Dwight was like, listen guys. They're actually running two parallel worlds without really knowing each other.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're running two parallel, but there was no interest with us in Bruce Lee, because remember, people are watching Bruce Lee in the movies. I'm watching Stevie and they in the ring fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
And,
you see what I'm saying?
Yes, and yet again, I'll say for me, you know, that was one of the first reasons why I kind of got into JKD at first, because, like, I mean, I thought Bruce was the only person at the time that had these type of things figured out and was trying this, but y'all were on a similar path, doing this incredible stuff that, yet again, nobody was doing, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody, and y'all already had a complete system that encompassed it all, you know?
Yeah.
And it's very effective.
Yeah, Dwight had the best, the best, and his answer was so good. I don't know where did he get that? You know, it's like it was a great answer to be able to run, and do it in TCF.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trained and learned in Baltimore, and then I know you're from Trinidad. So how did that? What happened? Did you?
You know too much.
Well, I'm asking. So
you know too much.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah.
So think about it. A 10-year-old child leaving Trinidad, landing in Baltimore, of all places, concrete. I want to go home. There was never a day where I didn't want to go back home. So the moment I joined TCF system, and it could not have been a couple of weeks in, because you know why I remember this? Because I always told my father I was going to be a race car driver, and he hated that. He used to tell his friends, I wish, you just wouldn't say that. And one day I came home and I said, Mom, I'm going back home to Trinidad one day. I'm going to open a martial arts school. And he said, thank God.
So, change scenery. We had to move in the garage because my camera got overheated because of the sun. But now, the shades, so it should do better and it won't cut off. We're going to get right back into it. You were saying you were learning TCF, you're in Baltimore, and you knew that, hey, I want to go back to Trinidad.
I want to go back to Trinidad, and that goal never changed. So from 10, 11 years old onwards, I was working towards at the time the grading was black, brown, and red sash. So red sash was the highest. So I was working towards the red sash. So once I got it, I would be an official teacher, and I can leave and go back to Trinidad. So here's a story you might like. So I'm working towards this. I get to be it was around 17 or 18, because I ended up going back to Trinidad at 20. So let's say around 18 or 19, I've made it. And I start packing up my apartment to go, because I have my last test coming up. And I failed. He failed me. When I think back and I say, I wonder if he failed me because he wanted to keep me around. Because like, what did he fail me for? I can't remember what particularly it was, but it took another 6 months to a year after I failed for me to correct what I did wrong, come back and do it again. And I did, and then I packed up right away. I went back to Trinidad, like right away. I was so happy to go back home. You would not believe. So I go back home, 1980. I start teaching in St. James. There's the name of the guy that I knew back then, his name was DJ Superman, Raphael. Angelo Dundee was another student. I can't remember Chris's last name. And there was 3 of them in a backyard in St. James. And I went and I started teaching them. And I had a friend where my father used to live in San Diego Park. And she said to me, so you're trying? I said, yes. Are you looking for a place? I said, yes. And she found us. That's why that place we were at the last couple of days, when it rained, it was galvanized. And it brought back so much memories, because what this friend had found for me was an entire church that was, they built another church, and it was just a galvanized shed, huge, and we got the entire thing 2 to 3 nights a week from like 4 and 5 in the evening. But when the Caribbean heat hit it, I mean, it was a galvanized shed.
Wow, hot, I bet.
Yes.
It's like an oven.
Opened it up there, never did any advertisement. I went around to all the different schools, started to give demonstrations, and people just kept coming for the next 15 to 20 years.
Wow.
That's how TCF was born.
Wow. So when you did get a group of students and stuff, did y'all compete in the fights and tournaments, or more of the
Oh, you know all them good questions asked. He's been listening to good this weekend all the time. Yeah. Well, the thing is that in order to in the grading part of it, in order to get to the last sash belt level, you had to fight. You had to go fight. Because the body cannot differentiate. You know how people say, oh, well, my style is so hard, it's only made for a street fight, so I'm not going to fight in competition. No, the body cannot differentiate between what the body feels under pressure in a tournament setting and what happens to you when you get attacked in the street. So the more you can even do that in a tournament, just to get that feeling and being able to relax under that and do what you want with that feeling, you're going to be better off in a street fight that way. So you had to go fight in tournaments to get to your last belt.
Wow.
And so the whole school was geared towards that, fighting. So the moment I got the school up and running 2-3 years in, I have a couple of my students sitting down over here. Brian is off here. Brian, what year did you join?
I joined in 83.
83, and what year did we start traveling to fight when you entered?
I think 86, 85 or 86.
Right. So, and we would get a whole team together.
Okay.
We weren't rich. It's very expensive when you exchange the TT dollar to US, so we would have to have barbecues and cake sales and just constant stuff to make money just to travel. And then to get there and to live, we would, weeks, every weekend we would go and fight different. We would hop in a red van, all of us, 6, 7, 8 of us, and go fight across America. Wow.
And I know this style has a lot of stuff that is very, very street efficient, stuff you would do, if your life's on the line, you gotta hurt this guy. But even when fighting in the ring, y'all still did incredibly well, not even having to use all the stuff.
We couldn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't. That was, to me, that was one of the most challenging things for me that I loved. Because now I had to figure out, okay, this is an empty hand art made for the street. How do I now get them to go win with the limitations? Because the moment you put gloves on, you're limited to just that. The kind of shots we use are not going to have the power to stop the person. So we had to depend on what we called in the beginning, the percussive versus orbital stuff. So I had to train them more in the percussive action with a glove on, so that when they hit somebody, they knew how they would stop that person, and it would be clear enough where they knew they could win or do damage, or get disqualified. There was a lot of disqualifications, believe me.
Wow. I mean, and I've seen the pictures, I've seen the trophies. Y'all did exceptionally well. I'll add the picture here on this video. I mean, just a mountain of trophies. I mean, y'all really did. Y'all just cleaned it out. Cleaned it out.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, and that I don't know what I can say now that all these decades have passed. They were, Brian, I don't even think you were a black sash yet.
I was a black sash.
You were a black sash by then?
New.
But who?
I had just gotten that.
Yeah.
So it was early days for me.
Yeah.
Really early.
But I wasn't going to take them all the way to America to fight no white belts, because that's their first belt. So when we got to America,
the black sash is their first.
Yes, that's their first belt. That's their first sash. So when we got to America, we all jumped in the van and went to the store. Go get all them black belts off the shelf, we're buying them. So we bought back black belts. So when they went, they fought in the black belt division.
Wow. God. Please don't. So he just said their first belt is black snatch. And they were beating black belts. You can't even, that's how you know the stuff's just, it's dynamite. It's dynamite.
Yeah.
The stuff is dynamite. I mean, I think the biggest thing for me in learning and studying other systems is that you learn that the best or most effective systems, their foundation fundamental things are usually really good. And it's the same for TCF. I mean, your basic level form and technique is just good enough. You only need that. And you can do really well with just that.
Yes.
And not even to mention, you know, the actual high level stuff. I mean, y'all's stuff, just the basic foundation it works. It's very effective.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so what?
Come forward so I don't have to keep looking back.
Okay.
I like this guy.
There you go. What separates TCF from other martial arts?
Aha! I don't have to think too much, but my wife told me settle down. She's been telling me, don't put down any other art. Just, but I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do it. Definitely the orbital way of striking and movement. The definitive of which we move, and what I said today. We don't have to go, let me probe here, and let me probe up here, and let me probe here and see what he does, and let me probe here. I think the most effective thing about this art is, because of a drill called reading, there's a certain initial called DW that's sitting in the room right now again, and he doesn't like me to give out the names of this stuff anymore. So there's a certain drill we do, that I'm not going to give out the name anymore, that allows us to kind of scan the person's body, see where they are, there's their hands, there's how they move. We don't have to probe them, there's how they stand. If their foot is like that, they can only move here. If their hand is like, and then we attack based on that. So we know when we're going in what you can and cannot do. That to me is one of the most effective things. That's why we have no fear. None of them have fear. That and the ability to go, because I did it to you, to go to any seminar where people I haven't met and say, hey, you, come over here, throw something. Throw anything you want. Throw, rush, I don't care, do whatever you want. If we cannot get this system to work under those terms, you don't have a system.
And I love that. I love that. Just like you said, the best teachers I've ever seen in martial arts, when they're showing stuff or demonstrating a move, they don't say, okay, come up here, I want you to throw a right cross like this specifically and hold it out and keep it here. No. They say, do whatever you want. And then do technique and it works, and then take them down. With what Mr. G was doing, a lot of it was, okay, do something, do whatever you want. Letting the person choose a technique and trying to fire it, and showing that in the midst of you don't know what they're gonna do, you're still able to make the technique or concept work.
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I mean, yes, because obviously in real life you don't know what the person's gonna do. It's not gonna tell you what it's gonna do.
No. And it's best tested in circumstances like that too, where people can see it live, where I can walk into a room and go, okay, you, come over here. And you notice I pick on the biggest guys in the room. 5'9" and over. Yeah. Oh yeah, and coming back to, you talking about you don't probe and stuff. Yes.
That was one of like the first things I noticed with these TCF advanced guys. When they are doing stuff, when they're moving to hit you, there's an intensity that they're coming at you. And that's something I've not seen in any other art that I'm just going to practice. When we're drilling or doing anything and they're going to attack you, they attack you. And they charge you intensely to where you got to get out of the way.
Yes.
Right? It's not any, okay, testing out, do a little, no, they're attacking you and they're going in. And it's hard and it's fast.
Yes.
Wow.
Brian, what would you say is the reason why you wouldn't probe me? Why would you not probe me?
Because as soon as I probe, I get hit.
You get hit. You see, everything is taught, even a feint or a fake, or he goes to, let me go probe G here and see what he does, you're gonna get hit.
Wow,
You enter that zone, you're gonna get hit. Guaranteed.
Yeah. What are some like major flaws that you see in martial arts today? Be honest. It's totally fine, hey, be honest.
Shoo. Are you sure?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm not gonna call any styles names.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try to be generalized. Number one. So this is Brian. Everybody meet Brian. Say hi to Brian.
Hey.
So I'm 65. Brian is
64 in a couple of months.
64 in a couple of months. You set the example, your students will follow, right? Stay fit. You never know. Stay fit. This is the time of our lives, right? People do not fight like this. Put your stick, hit me as hard as you can, but stick the hand out. That's it. Nobody fights like that. And then you have somebody go do 10,000 moves around here like that, trip him down, or flip him this way, or walk over here and flip this foot and put him down while he's standing still. Nobody fights like that. That's my biggest pet peeve. Biggest. Because in a real fight, if he's gonna hit me, he's either hit me and run, he's either gonna hit me and run, right? He's either gonna hit me and keep coming, like that's something good. Good, we keep it cool, yeah? But whatever happens, and the hand is going to just do the hand fast. Jesus, see that? Right there, it's Joel. Joel experienced that today.
Yeah, yeah, a few times.
He hit
A
me
few
right,
times.
He hit me right on my what is this called? What's this called?
Eyebrow.
Dwight, what's this called? Eyebrow. Right on my eyebrow. That's what I mean. That's the only way you know if a technique works or not. No other way whatsoever. That, to me, is my biggest pet peeve. If you want to know one more biggest pet peeve, do we have a focus mitt out here? Any focus mitt? No? No focus mitt? Okay, I'll pretend, see, he's not ready for me. So look, this is the focus mitt right here. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Hit the focus mitt and drag your strike. That, see that right there? Every strike has a point. And everyone, focus mitt has given so many people bad habits because you don't realize if you slow most people's punches down when they're hitting a mitt or a punching bag, their hand is actually doing that. You're taking away 40 to 50% of your power base. A strike has to be straight with no drag. Like that. Hit it again. Boom, like that. That is no drag. Left cross. Boom, like that.
Oh, sorry.
He could feel the damage being done. Now do the same thing and drag it. Like drag it, right? And that's how, yeah, now he hurts his hand. And that's how, I have not seen anyone.
Perfect.
I have not seen anyone, Joel, hit a pad, right? Boom, and be able to do that. Straight in and back out. Not that. Even if I'm going around this way, it's still a point that you're hitting. It's a point, sorry, Brian. See? It's a point. It's a point that you're hitting. Not dragging like that. Does that make sense? All right.
Yes. Got another question. Now, this is a real question. Is blocking effective in real life?
There is only one man on this planet. His initials go by DW again. I told him this years ago. I said, nobody, have you ever seen a street fight where somebody blocks? Have you ever? And he found me one video where the person actually blocked one video. No, it's one of the worst things. To me, martial artists are the only people that do this, that teach people how to block. One of the most effective things long ago when you went in a typical boxing gym was movement. Move, slipping. Now, why did they want to slip, bob, and weave and move? Why do you think? Why do you think they wanted to slip, bob, and move rather than block and strike? There's one big reason for that. Why?
It gets you out the way
No,
so you can hit them.
because you want to have two hands to hit with.
Yeah.
If you had to. Not one blocking and one striking. That's why they taught it. So that I can slip and have both hands to hit with. And for some reason, martial arts comes along, you walk into a school and they didn't teach you to block or they teach you to parry. It is a waste of time. If you want to really train people properly when they come into your school, tie their hands behind their back and do footwork and movement for the first 5 months. Because that teaches you how to see things sooner and quicker than when you have your hands up trying to block. It is a much more effective way of movement and really teaching somebody how to recognize stuff that's coming towards you.
Wow. And talking about the footwork, you said this earlier, I totally agree that, fighting is movement.
It's movement.
they're always moving and shifting it. They're never in one spot, standing still, flat-footed. No.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Tell them about your back heel up off the floor.
Yes. So always have the back foot on it, on the ball of the toe, you know. The heel's not on the ground. Always have it up, onto a ready to spring, move any direction, be able to move.
Yeah.
Never have it flat.
Good. Good. You learned something.
What do people normally get wrong about TCF? Or what do they think is TCF and not really? What do they miss?
Brian, what do they miss? Come in.
Well, one of the problems
Come
is
here, come here.
one of the problems is they often don't recognize what they're being hit with, because it involves out of a movement that we've already started and seen what you can and cannot do. So even though if I come up and you're really talented or much faster than me, I can change what I plan to do on the fly because I don't have to come back and restart. It continues on. And most people don't know about it. So I might show somebody something and they don't recognize it as a strike. And when I actually hit them with it and then double up and they realize the second shot is actually as hard as the first, it's a big surprise.
That's a good point.
And usually when we fly past, they see you fly past, but they don't see what they've been hit with. So it's a little bit harder to convince people that what we're doing is actually so efficient and effective until we actually hit them a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
No, that's such a good point because that's such a good point.
Thanks, buddy.
If you're not really hitting them, a lot of times it's so fast you don't know what they're doing. That's honestly the truth.
Yeah.
They're moving so fast you don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
But then when they break it down, like with their orbital movement, they're able to have this continuous flow of strikes in any direction, and it's like
Yes.
you don't see it.
But listen to what Brian said. They think that, well, if it's a fast combination and it's flowing like that, well, the second strike may not be, it's just as hard.
Yes, that's the point. No,
Just as hard. And the worst part about it is, almost every strike involves a grab
Yes.
and,
Bang. Yes.
and bring it in.
Yes.
Now, why did that well before for you? Because that hit you first, that hit you second, this hit you third. Now look as I pull myself out. But that's a strike there as well.
It was.
And now I'm pulling you into this. Boom! I'm not letting you go.
Wow.
And all that happens so quickly. You see what I'm talking about? My knees are coming up to your head now. I'm gonna break your neck here to finish. Do you see what I mean?
Thank you, Brian.
Well, let them see.
Hey,
That's great. That's great.
killers.
This is how we are. This is just how we are. This is how we are.
That's I was saying.
That's what makes it exciting to look at the show that we're on, you know? It's about the fight. It's about the fight. Yeah.
These guys are killers.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Thank you, Brian. Mwah.
Yeah, like with that movement, like you just said, they're somehow able to generate a lot of power without having to pull back and start over.
Right. Because I can't give away this detail, but Dwight, the wonderful DW Dwight is actually sitting over in the corner listening to this and smiling, which means that this kid must be doing a great job. Because this guy over there is tough as heaven. Okay, where was I? Oh, so if you look at my videos and stuff online, you see me breaking the coconuts, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing to me that nobody, this guy is standing on one foot. He picks a coconut up with his hand in his other hand and he breaks it, and nobody's gonna ask questions, like nobody from a short distance like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
400 to 700 pounds, 1,200 to 1,700 psi to break one with my fist, my elbow, or like this. Because we don't need all of this to generate power. The power source comes from this rotation of the body we were doing with the hips, right? The ability to hit that short distances really hard.
Yeah, and I've seen them. I mean, just crush them. And I like you hitting coconuts because everyone has boards and stuff, but most boards are fixed. They're not real boards. They're not real bricks. They're not real cement blocks.
Yes.
The coconut. I mean,
Yeah.
they're on it.
Coconut.
You can't. No, you
Yeah.
can't make coconut.
No.
That's the thing. I mean, he's These Smash I really like that.
Yeah.
Boards, most of them are faked. Sticks, most of them are fake. They're weak. They're not actual soup. But a coconut, I mean, that's a rock hard.
Yes.
And you're just smashing them with, like you said, just not
Yeah.
a huge, but a big one.
No, exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You demonstrated this earlier, but I kind of want to ask again. If you could explain for the audience.
Is he actually going to ask again about demonstrate?
Oh, that's He's staring down like that. The intensity, I'm telling you. When they're ready to fight, they switch it on. And it's like, you don't want to be in front of them. I'm telling you. If you explain to your audience, what is dragging? What is dragging?
Oh, baby.
Why do you not want to do it?
Baby. Yeah, well, let's do it. I mean, that bad, right?
We didn't just do that?
Okay, it's a specific thing. Now we can specifically.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Why not to do it? Yeah. Why not?
Why not? The moment you do this, you've dissipated the strike and the power where you want to hit. So if this is his head and I want to hit his head, and you're hitting like this and your hand, see, even that's a drag. If you slowed that down, you would see my hand actually do that. You're taking away, slip on the surface. That means you're going to slip when you hit something. Worst part of it though is that nobody's taught to hit empty hand anymore. So they're hitting with a glove on, so they don't even know when they're dragging across because of the glove. So you have to pick a point. You're picking a point because that point is going to give you the ability to break through that target instantly on the snapback, unlike doing the hand like that. So no matter what the shot is, if I go up, now you see what he has to do with his other hand? Ask Brian why he suddenly held his other hand, right?
My wrist got traumatized.
Make sense? If you're dragging, people don't feel that, yeah?
No.
But the moment you start hitting straight, boom, like that, see what starts happening to the body? Now look at his body again when I drag, which is what most people are doing. Nothing happens there. Even if I'm going around, and this is a hook punch, look at his body. Look at his body. Don't look at the hand. And the worst thing you can see is what DW calls patty cake. You see this nonsense? Where people are pattying in like that, pattying. And they're pattying in like that. That's the best way to have everybody in the world be dragging, which is what they're doing right now. Tell me if that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. That was really, really good demonstration. And speaking of pad work, you've been quoted saying you don't like pad work. You might think it's stupid, and like I want to explain why do you not like pad work?
You're hitting on all the points, all the things I told my wife I'm going to be calm about. I'm not going to talk bad. I'm not going to talk bad about anybody. It's created too many bad habits. It's caused dragging, right? It's caused. Dale, hold that. Bring that pad up in here. All right. Might as well again. Here we go. Can't help but be up. It's martial arts. We can't be sitting down. Think logically, people, about where this pad is when you're hitting it, right? Where is the person's head? The person's head is back here. The pad is here. You are hitting something here, which is causing people to stand here and do this, like that. Then you have these people who are swing over my head, swing. Why do you think I don't feel the need to move, right? But then you have people bobbing and weaving while they're swinging over the person's head. If you want to make some use of it, slap me here, please. That's how you would make some kind of use of it. But it doesn't matter. It's teaching you bad range. It's teaching you not to move. And nobody fights like that. People move. You do not have a technique, any technique, unless something is moving. When I hit this, come back at me. Unless something is coming back at you. That's when you know you have something. And even then I don't like it because it's still coming back at you, you're staying here, and then you gotta stay in one spot to hit it again. Absolutely not. Useless. If you're gonna do it, fight. Mwah. Thank you.
That was really good. Speaking of like being able to hit, and one thing you told me, which is I'm gonna take now every time I train, is to always imagining someone's always firing back, someone's always hitting back. I mean, you see so many guys, and I used to do it too. You know, they're shadowboxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. They're just, you know, patty cake, doing it around, but they're not really visualizing that every time I'm moving, the person's trying to hit me with something.
Yes.
And that's something that, again, your TCF does so well. It's just so realistic on fighting that every time if I can hit you,
yes,
you're gonna be trying to hit me.
That's right.
And that's how they always train and practice intensity, and with the idea that I'm not moving around because you're always gonna try to hit me back too and hit.
That's pretty good.
I mean, it's
did the three thing right
so,
there. Did that.
Yeah, I mean, so many. No other arts really do that, you know. They really don't.
Yeah.
And it's wow, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you think is more important, defense, a good defense, or a good offense?
It depends on the person's body, and their reaction time. So there's certain people I train who don't have the reaction time that I have. I know will never get it. So that even though I teach them to be more on the defensive, their whole structure of how they're fighting is going to be based on a defensive structure. If the person has the ability to respond, then they're going to be based on the reaction type of thing. So it just depends on the individual, on what they're doing.
Okay, wow, okay. We'll coach you again.
Yeah,
very good.
Go ahead.
You've also been quoted.
Did you write all this stuff down?
I'm still, but no,
I know.
I want to ask all the good questions, because I've seen a few interviews with TCF and Mr. G, and like I said, great, awesome, phenomenal art, and I watched them, but you know, there's some questions that I feel like I wish other people would have asked, and so I'm really trying to get down to the nitty gritty where the viewers hopefully can learn something and really help them, you know.
Okay.
You said to people to stop looping their punches, stop looping their stupid punches.
Did I say stupid?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So why do you think people should stop looping punches?
You're doing this with me.
Okay.
So you're with me. With the camera get it?
Yeah.
The camera get it? Okay. So you're here. You're in front of the person. He's going to take this punch slowly because we don't want to knock each other out on camera. And he's going to loop it around and put the hook right here. Boom! Right? You know how to do that looping hook. Yeah? Okay. So, first of all, how big is my chin?
It's like this.
That's right. So, you're going to look like an idiot if somebody who had logic is looking and saying, well, why are they going all the way around here to hit something that's right here? But the reason why they're getting away with this nonsense is because go slow. Nobody is doing that. Nobody. When was the last time you saw somebody do a looping hook and somebody hit them in their face? What are they doing? Do the loop now. That. Do the loop over here now. That. And they're cowering up like little turtles. What's fascinating to me is this guy could be swinging around and then swing around again, and this guy is still not hit. Here's what I do. I show my guys, because sometimes I just lose my mind, because DW, you know the DW, he starts on a Thursday evening. He doesn't like to see me happy at all. On Thursday evening, he starts sending me all these looping type of stuff, videos, right? And I lose my mind, and it ends on Sunday. Every week, it never fails. What I usually do is I take green arrows, and I always take the green arrow and I go, do the loop and freeze. And I'll take a green arrow and I'll put it here and start it here. I'll point it straight to the chin and come back. Loop on that side, freeze. And then I'll take an arrow and I'll point it, and nobody's doing it. That's the basic reason why. Now, the technical reason of throwing a proper hook, like he knows now, I ain't gonna stand here now with his empty hand and take this hook, right? You know what to do. Snap it front hand. Don't hit me, now that he knows it properly, but do it fast, I'm gonna just move back, go. Boom, that's it. That's the hook right there. That's the chin, that's all he needs. Turn this 1 or 2 inches this way, lights out with the third vertebrae down, it's over. So there's no need to loop. If you want to loop, like I said, step off that way, and then, but you still don't have to loop it. You're still coming off of that same line without opening up your stupid center.
Wow, beautifully well said. Yeah. Perfect, yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
I want to do one more thing on the hook.
Yeah,
Now
sure.
that you said it, I'm quick. Something I didn't cover, I covered in the seminar, but I don't usually cover. Look, if you think you're getting more power when you're doing this and coming all the way around, the reason why people are looping their hands here like this and like this is because they figure, well, I'm getting more power because I'm swinging around, or somebody showed them how to throw a hook like that, in that position. The farther away your hands are from your body, the less power that you have. But the reason why they're looping is because nobody understands anymore that power generation starts from the ground up. You're pushing off the ground. So you're pushing off the ground with your hip like that. So with the lack of not knowing this, that's why they try to make up for it by this, because they have no dynamics whatsoever and understand the science of how and why this is done. 40% of power comes from drawing from the ground up. The other 40% comes from here. The waist, the back, here, the core. Only 20% comes from the arm. So what? You think that only 20% comes from you're gonna do this? Of course some people knock people out like that, but if they just stood here, did that, without having to loop the hand around, because when you go straight, look at this carefully. Look at how I pull it back. Watch my elbow. The elbow becomes an additional fulcrum. The elbow becomes the additional fulcrum.
Wow. Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
That's what I wanted to cover, baby.
Mr. G, if anyone wants to find you, talk to you,
They can't find me, I'm sorry. Okay, no, go ahead.
If people watching see more of your stuff or try to get in touch, you try to learn this, how can they get in touch or see your stuff?
Instagram, G. Anthony Joseph. I'm very close to Dwight Woods. They can talk to Dwight Woods about me. I would like to say something about him. He is one of the only outsiders over the last 40, 50 something years that came to TCF looking from the outside in, and he would have had to admit himself, there's something about that I have to learn. I cannot think of anyone else coming from an outside system that has ever done that. They can always reach me through him, and if they have any questions and they can't reach me, they can talk to him about it. He knows. If I die tomorrow, the amount of footage that guy has is probably more than any TCF student has right now. He's a gold mine.
Yeah. And same with Seafood Dwight. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have ever known or saw me. Thankfully, he welcomed you, and then I saw his stuff. I was like, oh wait, what is this? And then
well, then he should come right in here and say hi, kneel down right here.
Yeah, he should. He should.
You know, everybody's like, oh, why they keep talking about the guy and they can't see him? Why doesn't he just come kneel down right here and say hi to everybody? And tell them what a beautiful weekend we had together.
Oh man, you know, so I told you that I had a chance to sit down at the computer in post-production and take a look, and I think we're up to 7 visits.
Wow.
No. It might have been 7 in 1 year.
Wow. Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And I'm still seeing stuff that I hadn't seen before. And I'm still seeing stuff that I still need to work on. And, you know, I've said this several times before. It is the first martial art thing that I ever saw that I could not mimic. And that's why I say to you all the time, let people talk. Let them say whatever it is that they want to say. They don't understand until they stand in front of you.
Yes.
When they stand in front of you, then there's a new thing. And I just thought about this a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
If everybody else, right, has everything that you have, how come they're not breaking coconuts on the internet?
Yes. Yeah.
How come?
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
If it's like, oh, but that's nothing special, how come
Yeah.
you're not doing it?
That's right.
I know I ain't doing it.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
And I'll say one even better. Not even Mr. G, but standing in front of any TCF student. These guys are killers.
Yeah.
Killers.
Yeah.
This. I mean, it's true. This seminar and the the brief training one-on-one I had with you was just incredible, amazing. Stuff's dynamite stuff. Wow, all I can say is it's dynamite. It's amazing, and my mind's just blown and just wow.
But it's
wow.
G. Anthony Joseph Instagram. That's what I was trying
There
to
you go.
remember.
And I'll put it on the screen as well. People can go find there. So
That's
thank
it.
you, Mr. Anthony. Yes.
You're most
Gene,
welcome.
thank you very much.
I want to thank him again. I'm really being honest about this and genuine that I was shocked when he said I'm coming and I'm driving 15 hours from Louisiana. I still said at that point, yeah, like Dwight and I say, people talk, they're not coming, you know. But he showed up. He showed up. Cool.
Yeah, I'm very glad I did.
Cool.
Thank you
you.
very much.
Bye.
Nice work,
I
guys.
think, yeah, thank y'all.